You're watching a segment of The Splash, Greater West Bloomfield's news magazine show.
Next on the show, we stop by the Jewish Community Center and get to hear directly from the artists whose work filled the walls of the Janice Charach Gallery. Eilzabeth Schanz has the story.
Recently, the Jewish Community Center hosted local artists at their art gallery. We were able to talk to the artists and have them express what their work both means to them and the community.
I've worked with Mike Ross, the curator of the exhibit, on a couple exhibitions before. I also work as a curator, so I actually met him as a curator, and he was exhibiting as an artist in a few of the shows that I had put together, and built a good relationship with him over the last 3-4 years doing that. So he approached me about 6 months, maybe a little longer ago, about doing a show where he specifically wanted to highlight Detroit painters. There's a big inclination towards like mass mixed media shows, and I think for this exhibition he really wanted to air more towards like what painters in Detroit were doing. Obviously it didn't stay exclusively that, and I think the supplementary work, the sculpture work he included, really added a lot to the two-dimensional work. I think especially this exhibition, the artists in this show are definitely talking about heavily loaded content. The work is not, just like superfluous, pretty design and expression of those ideas. And I think that Mike did a really wonderful job, like putting this all together, giving very different people a platform to talk about the work that they're doing. I'm very inspired by the Dutch and Italian masters, specifically from the Baroque era. After like the post-Renaissance, essentially the Baroque came in and was the first era really to give volition back to the body. For me, I take a lot of elements stylistically and palette-wise from the Dutch and Italian masters, and then add more of a contemporary context in terms of the views of women in society today. So my work is definitely about the way that the femme body is represented, not just in an art historical context, but even in a contemporary context. It's still largely objectified, used, infantilized. The series is called Call Me By My Name, and it's about the way that we have removed that personhood from women in a lot of ways, in the way that we use their bodies versus letting women be women, and how they're represented, how they're silenced. It's about the subversive ways that women learn to communicate, like through body language or through expression, like using hands. That whole series, that's very, very heavy into the destructive elements. You'll see a lot more of that because that's where I was at that point in my life, but also like the main content of that body of work.
I'm a painter, and because of this, I really lean hard towards color and what the image can do. And I paint with figures. I really like the figurative painting because I think humanity is like sort of at the crux. I mean, I really like art that's very personal. Mm-hmm. I feel like with the way that our society is operating, I think art would be better if we leaned more into our humanity as opposed to technology or social something or other, So this painting is called both Immigrant and Not. A lot of my work lately has been dealing with identity themes, in particular Native Americanness and how it fits into modern Northern culture. As an artist, I feel like oftentimes when I have to show the gallerist or the curator into showing something they want to show or something that they think would sell. Mm-hmm. But as an artist, I feel like what I want to say doesn't align with that. I like the freedom here to show what I feel like. That's what I really want out of my art. I want to be understood and I want to be heard.
It is important that the community will continue to support local artists and understand the beauty and message that their work expresses. This is Eilzabeth Schanz reporting for The Splash.
For more, you can visit civiccentertv.com/JCGTalk.
Thanks for watching this segment of The Splash. To watch the entire show or other segments, catch us on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99. Or look us up online at thesplash.tv and listen to us every week on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.